Hi, welcome back to My Mom Life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today we're making a plain white sandwich bread. Let's get started. I have all of the ingredients ready to go. You're going to need some all-purpose flour. We're also going to need some salt, some instant yeast. We'll use a few tablespoons of sugar. You're going to need some milk. I have just some 1% milk, and then some melted butter. So the first thing that we're going to do is put some warm water in the bowl of our stand mixer. I forgot to mention we'll need some warm water. To the warm water, I'm going to go ahead and add our yeast and sugar. And we're going to go ahead and let this sit for 5 to 10 minutes to let it proof. That just gets it activated and ready to go. It starts to get foamy and frothy, and you know that your yeast is good. So I'm going to do that, let it sit and foam up, and then we will put in our other ingredients and get this bread going. Don't forget to check the description box if you want to see the measurements and everything for this bread. I make this all of the time. It really is a no-fail recipe. It makes a beautiful loaf of white bread. So definitely check the description box if you want the recipe. So now you can see the yeast is getting foamy and it's kind of growing a little bit in that bowl. You know that that is good yeast and it's going to work well for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in the butter and flour. I am warming up the milk in the microwave. You want it warm to the touch, not super hot. And I am going to add in the salt as well. And then I'll take our bowl to the stand mixer and we're going to go ahead and knead it on the stand mixer for about 7 minutes. I used the dough hook attachment with my KitchenAid. If you wanted to do this by hand, you totally could. I just find that it's a lot easier to do it in the stand mixer, but sometimes I do like to knead by hand. It's really relaxing, but I make so much bread that I use my stand mixer so much. So I've got that going with the dough hook, like I said, and it's gonna go for about 7 minutes until it becomes a smooth ball of dough, which you will see here in just a second. Once it pulls away from the sides and it's really smooth and not sticky when you touch it, then you know that you're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off of the mixer. And I like to just leave it in this bowl. I put some oil on the dough itself and the bowl. You could use a separate bowl if you wanted to. A lot of recipes will tell you to put it in another bowl that is greased, but I just add oil to the bowl and to the dough itself because, I mean, why dirty another bowl? So I'm going to do that, and then I will cover it with a towel, and we will let this rise for 1 to 2 hours until it is doubled in size. After a couple of hours, my dough had doubled, so I'm going to go ahead and punch it down, and then I'm going to sprinkle some flour on my countertop. Don't worry, it's clean. And I'm going to press this out into a rectangle, and I have my loaf pan ready. It is lined with parchment paper and greased, and I am going to roll the rectangle up on itself. You'll see, it's easier to watch than it is for me to explain. But you just kind of press it into a rectangle and roll it up, and then we'll put it in our loaf pan. We are going to let this sit again for another 45 minutes to an hour, and you're gonna see this gets really big. It poofs up really beautifully. You want it like 1 inch or 1.5 inches over the loaf pan, and I will show you that here in just a second. I'm going to put a towel on it and let it sit for a little bit longer until it looks like this, and you can see it gets really big, and that's what you're looking for. Now I'm going to pop that in the oven and let it bake. And when it comes out, it is golden brown and beautiful. When you tap on it, when it's in the oven, it will sound hollow, and that's how you know it's done. I just put some butter on top of the bread when it came out of the oven, and that kind of softens that crust on top. It makes it not so hard. But yeah, this is so easy to make. I hope that you try this recipe. Don't forget to check the description box if you want all of the measurements. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you subscribe and stick around, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye guys.